Okay, welcome back to section 4.6. We are going to talk about discriminant. The discriminant, which I had mentioned in the first video, was what was underneath the square root of the quadratic formula. So basically the quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root over 2a, and the discriminant is the b squared minus 4ac. So whatever is underneath, not including the square root, is the discriminant. If what's underneath the square root is greater than 0, that means you're going to take plus and minus the square root of a positive number. When that happens, you have two real solutions. When that happens, graphically, you have a parabola that crosses the x-axis twice, giving you two solutions. If the discriminant, what's underneath is 0, is equal to 0, we saw that earlier in the first video, then the discriminant, then there is one real solution, which means the vertex is at the x-axis, or there is one real solution. If the discriminant is less than 0, so if it's less than 0, it means it has no real solutions, or two imaginary solutions. It means the graph does not cross the x-axis at a particular real number or two. Okay, so that is how you use the discriminant to tell the number and the type of solutions. Now, the other part of this is if the discriminant, if the discriminant is a perfect square, then there is two rational solutions. If the discriminant is not a perfect square, then there is two irrational solutions. Okay, so with that said, let's go to the two examples from example 5a and 5b. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's do 5a and 5b. If I'm going to find the discriminant, I need to know what a is, which in this case, this is a. B is 8, c is 1. So I put it in here, 8 squared minus 4 times negative 5 times 1. And again, when I figure this out, square this first. The next thing I do is I look at how many negatives, which there are 2, so that's a negative times negative is positive, 20. Well, this is 84. 84 is not a perfect square. So what this means is there is two irrational solutions. Now think about what happens. If I take the square root of 84, I get a number that's not an integer. It means it's irrational. So the square root of 84 is irrational, and because it's positive, there's two irrational solutions. All right, this one, a, this time a is 15 because it's not in standard form. B is negative 7, C is negative 4. So I end up with b squared minus 4ac, which is negative 7 squared minus 4 times 15, 15 times negative 4. So here I have 49 Again, two negatives is a positive, so I'm adding. Let's see, that's 60 times 4 is 240, which is 289. 289 is a perfect square, so therefore it has two rational solutions. The square root of 89 is 17, so since it's the square root is an integer, it's rational, so it's two rational solutions. When you are figuring out the number and types of solutions on a test, make sure that you give me the correct discriminant. I will be looking for what the discriminant actually is. You're going to get partial credit for having the right discriminant, and then of course partial credit for telling me the correct answer according to the discriminant. And that's all there is on the second goal. So if you have any questions, please let me know.